been talking a lot about this Luigi Mangione, the case about the UnitedHealthcare CEO. People are very angry at UnitedHealthcare, I think for good reason, denying care and the whole system. And we were just talking in the previous block, killing a CEO is not the way you change. You have to regulate them, right? And so we've got attempts to try to rein in some of these big businesses. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which was your creation. The Trump administration wants to get rid of it. That is like protecting people from like credit card fraud. What happens if that goes away?
So look, terrible for individuals, but stop and think overall about the social contract. Part of the deal in how we've kept this democracy, this economy, this country on a fairly steady path for more than 200 years has been that those at the top pay a little more in taxes, are a little less rich than they otherwise might be, and everybody else at least gets a chance. And what happens when you turn this into the billionaires run it all is they get the opportunity to squeeze every last penny. And look, we'll say it over and over. Violence is never the answer. This guy gets a trial who's allegedly killed the CEO of UnitedHealth. But you can only push people so far. And then they start to take matters into their own hands.
Wow. And she's a senator of the United States. Again, we're seeing this type of, they're justifying this killing, this murder. Shelley.
They're evil. I'm just going to keep saying that. They're twisted. They're evil. They are confused, deranged, whatever other adjective you want to use to describe them. They had at the bottom there, the ultra rich are cementing their takeover. Elizabeth Warren is talking about the consumer whatever it was called, the CFB or whatever that was called. But the thing is that in no way, this social contract she mentioned, part of the social contract also says and implies that you don't murder people, particularly when you disagree with their outcomes or where they work or whatever they do for a living. That's a big part of a social contract, is maintaining people's lives and livelihoods. These people want to control every degree, but they don't want to control and put away those who are doing the most harm and damage to innocent people. I mean, you can't get them. I don't know how else to say it. They are twisted and evil. These are the kind of people where I actually believe that there is literally no room for negotiation. I mean, I try not to be an all or nothing in most things, but in people like this, when your mind is so far gone and your heart is so hardened, I'm not God. So I didn't die for you, but I'm not God. So therefore, I think in my never to be humble opinion, these are the kind of people where there is no room for negotiation.
Agreed. I don't think there's any room for negotiation with them. You heard Elizabeth Warren say that what she wants is more regulation. The last thing we need is more regulation. It's the regulations that prevent you from getting the care that you need. Healthcare is incredibly regulated. It's regulated down to the color of the pen that we use. There's a regulation about regulations, and there's a whole department at CMS whose job it is to come up with more regulation. Regulation is not the solution. If Americans want to take a step away from Obamacare, the ACA, whatever you call it in your household, and maybe step back 15, 20 years when healthcare was one, affordable, and two, something that worked for most people. We threw that whole system away that worked for 80% of the people to help 20% of the people.
And so, 20% can't even pay for it themselves.
And the 20%, we're still supplementing. We're still supplementing. Healthcare for an individual can be anywhere from $700 to $900 a month. But then you have people who are in their young 20s who should be working, who should be contributing, who are paying little or next to nothing because we subsidize their healthcare. So there are a lot of things that are on the table, but regulations, sure enough, ain't one of them.
It is not.
We should not go there. Elizabeth Warren has been known to be, at least in my almost humble opinion, she is an enemy of most right-thinking people. She, makes it her point to be the most liberal, the most out there person. It's a part of her quote unquote Native American heritage.
The Pocahontas.
Yeah, the Pocahontas, right? Because you see, I'm Chinese, and her book, just call me young child. So, but this woman is beyond help. And the fact that she keeps getting elected, it just kind of boggles my mind. Let's hope and pray that now that we control the Senate, a lot of this foolishness is going to come to an end.
Yes.
We need it to end.
This is what the media feeds people over and over again. And this is why we're turning it off. This is why independent media is so important. And thanks to people like you, patriots who love America and stand for truth, we're making a difference. Together, we turned them off, called out their lies and propaganda, and held them accountable for their disdain for God-fearing, America-loving people, freedom-loving people. But we can't stop here. It's time to take action with our dollars. Let's make 2025 the year we double down our commitment to values-driven choices. Vote with your dollars, buy Made in America, back companies that honor our families, faith, and country. And we found an exciting way to make this switch, and we want you to join us. Check out www.popandswitch.com and click yes, I want to make the switch. It's that easy. It's time to walk away from corporations like BlackRock and Vanguard that undermine our principles. Let's invest in America. You don't have to do a whole lot or everything at once, but you can start here. Join us in making this one small yet powerful step. Visit www.popandswitch.com, click the link, and schedule a call with our team to learn how you can make the switch. Together, we can create real change.